Hey everybody, Steve Garrett here. I'm out here just enjoying my afternoon after lunch here, and thought I'd tell you a story because I like stories that have a moral, have a meaning. And what the story is going to be about is about the power of the tongue, the power of your confession, uh, good or bad. Now the story starts out with my wife and I, Jeannie, renting a house here in town, and we got behind in the rent because of a business that I had, a sales business, outside sales business that was really beginning to falter. The businesses around here were shutting down, and that I used to sell to, I was losing clients, and so our economy, our personal economy, was in the tank. And I sat one night with my wife after we went through our bills and realized we didn't have near enough money to pay what we owed. And I said to her, I said, "You know what, Jeannie?" I said, "I read in the Bible once, and Jesus said, 'The poor you have with you always.' You know what? I think we're that poor. We're that poor people he was talking about." My confession was that we are poor, that we can't afford what we want. We can't live the way we want. We have to just be groveling. We'll always be behind. We'll always be. And guess what? That's what the universe offered back to us for our confession. That's what our reward was for speaking that. Then one day we went to church, and unbeknownst to each other, we each heard a voice say, and call it a voice, an unction, an intuitive reception of some sort. But I heard something in the effect of, "It's all going to be okay. Things are turning around," kind of like that. Jeannie heard, "It's already turned. All you have to do is just accept it. It's already done." And we didn't talk about it. And about a month later, we were discussing different things, and that came up. And I said, "You know what? I'm not confessing that poor thing anymore. I'm confessing," and we realized that it was on the same Sunday that we both heard this different message than what was being preached over the pulpit, And but it was a similar message for both of us, and it was a confirming message. So we began, just from that point on, saying, "Let's buy a house. Let's buy a house." We didn't have a dime for a down payment. Our situation really wasn't any better at that time, but we were looking for it to get better. We began speaking positive. We began speaking, "We're looking for a house. We're looking for a house." We didn't bother realtors. We just went around, looked at houses with signs on them, looked in the windows, and did our own little shopping that way. Most of these houses were in the $150,000, $160,000 range. We figured we could spend $125,000. So we were out of our range, but didn't bother us. We just kept looking, kept looking. We had some friends that had a house that we had always liked, and it was for sale, and they had a sale fall through on it. And I had just mentioned to the wife of the couple that I said, if anything goes wrong with the sale, we'd be interested in maybe a owner contract. So about 3 months, about the 1st of August of that year, we got a call from this couple. "Hey, would you like to rent our house?" And I said, "Well, I don't want to rent, but I might consider a lease option or something." He said, "Well, come on over and take a look at it." We went over, looked at the house, liked it, came to the dining room. They had two contracts on the table. We signed one of the contracts for a lease option of 2 years. 2 years later, we bought the house for $130,000, financed enough to pay off all of our bills, and our monthly outgo after that was $400 a month less than what we were paying before. So some people call it a miracle, some people call it a coincidence, whatever. What I want to say is we began speaking the positive. We began speaking our vision forward, and it came to pass. Now, are we magicians? Are we sorcerers? Are we alchemists? No, but there is something to be said about the positive speaking of faith. And faith rewards you when you put action to it. We began going out and looking and earnestly seeking and confessing that it was going to happen. So if you are in that place, know that your words can take you up, or they can bring you down. They can buoy you and lift you, or they can drag you to the bottom. So use your words wisely. Speak the things that you want. Don't speak the things that you don't want. Why would anybody do that? Why would you do that? Because we want to have a pity party. We want to just, languor in our badness, how horrible it is. Don't do that. Use positive speech. Speak forward the things that you want. Faith is the substance of things that you're hoping for. The evidence of things that you haven't seen yet, but they're coming. By faith. So that's my message for today. I'm taking that message forward through this blogging platform known as the Empower Network, and I hope that you'll join me. There's a link right over here, a little yellow button that you can push and see what's happening here and enjoy it. So thanks for listening, and until we meet again, have a great day.